Welcome to the Mind Myself podcast. I'm Esther, and it is my pleasure to be bringing you information about healthcare approaches, health issues, and people's health journey stories, all from the complementary, holistic, and integrative perspectives, helping you become your own best health advocate and helping you make your own informed choices because you matter. Welcome to Conversations with E. I'm Esther and the founder and CEO of Mind Myself, and it is my great pleasure to introduce our guest today, Ani Papazian. Welcome, Ani.
Hello, Esther. Thanks for having me here. Hello, everyone.
You are so welcome. And we're talking today about chronic pain. And is it normal to have aches and pains in my 40s and 50s? So let's start us off before we get into the nitty-gritty, a little bit about yourself, your credentials, and why you do what you do.
Well, for the last 3 decades, I've been working with people that have been told their body pain is normal for their age, or living with pain has become their new norm. And so the reason I became specializing in pain resolution and been working with people for almost 3 decades was my pure frustration and a strong belief that living with pain, no one should ever learn to live with pain. There are solutions, they just haven't found one yet. So I started my journey with getting my bachelor's in kinesiology, which I reinstated in United States. I finished my college in Armenia, former Soviet Union. That's where I also studied medical massage in college, because massage back home was considered part of mainstream medicine. Even this day in Russia and some European countries, doctors, MDs, can get medical massage as a continuing education, which is completely unheard of for us here. So I became a massage, also I'm a licensed in California, licensed massage therapist, functional nutritionist, and also do translational nutrigenomics. I'm a forever student.
Yes, and among many other certifications that I'm sure we'll talk about at some other time. So, Ani, tell us a little bit about what are normal physiological changes as we get into our 40s and 50s?
Well, usually people will start complaining of joint pains. Especially women, I can't tell you how many times my clients say, as soon as I turned 40, the next day I woke up with pain. And then the other client would say, as soon as I turned 50, the next day I woke up with this pain. And it cracks me up. Yes, as we, age, especially women, as we start going through the hormonal changes, perimenopause, menopause, as the estrogen drops, we can get, because estrogen has so many protective qualities for our body, that we may get more joint aches. We may get, and also we're not as active as we were in our 20s. I'm generalizing it. So yes, we can become more prone to having a little bit of shoulder pain, a little bit of hip pain, neck pain, and also the recovery takes a little longer. So those are the pains, I see most of the time.
So that's a natural progression of age, but there are things we can do about it. What's the difference between acute pain and chronic pain?
So if you look up in a dictionary, chronic pain is considered anything you have consistently for 3 months or over. So that's considered chronic pain. Acute pain, you slept funny, you woke up, neck pain, or you're a weekend warrior, you don't do anything the whole week and then go over the weekend. as some of my clients do, play 18 holes of golf or play 3 hours of tennis, then you may end up with, shoulder pain or neck pain, lower back pain, or you went to pick up something heavy and didn't use proper body mechanics and you ended up with pain. So those are some of the examples of acute pain.
Okay. And you've talked a little bit about what are the typical examples? You talked about shoulder pain, neck pain, maybe hip pain. Are there any other ones that are typical that you see in your practice?
Yes, jaw, clenching and grinding. 99.9% of the clients I see in the office, even when they come to me for other pain, I check the jaw, and like I said, 99.9% of the time, they have tight jaw, whether they know it or not. Foot pain, because a lot of times as we get older, sometimes we didn't wear the proper shoes, or we played certain types of sports, we lose the arches of the feet. So we have a lot of foot issues, plantar fasciitis, knee issues, hip issues. I see a lot of clients with, unfortunately, with labrum tears. But yeah, it's from like head to toe, just name it.
So many things. And I know that people talk about this all the time, but I think it's important that we talk about it here too. What are some lifestyle factors that impact pain?
We can talk about it for hours, but first of all, your body mechanics. Are you sedentary person, or you're more of an active person? Are you sitting in front of a computer 8-9 hours a day with your head forward position, you're slouching, working like this, or laying down on your bed and you have your computer right here working on it, or constantly your head down texting? All those are some of the contributing factors. Let's see what else.
What about the food we eat?
Oh, sorry. Yes. As soon as you asked that question, that was going to be my other thing. The food choices we make, like lifestyle choices we make. And I'm not saying you have to be perfect all the time. I usually ask my clients, be good 80% of the time, make the healthy choices 80% of the time, 20% just eat whatever. But keep in mind, whatever you do most of the time, that counts the most, unless you have very specific dietary restrictions. I'm not going to say someone, if they have like a peanut allergy, or they have a certain type of like gluten, or they're celiac, eat 80% of the time, don't eat gluten, but 20% of the time eat gluten. But yes, dietary choices, definitely. But also is your mind, your outlook to life. How do you look at things? Do you take, let's say something happened a month ago, 3 months ago, 5 years ago, and you're still dwelling on it? Because that's going to weaken your immune system. That's going to make you be more prone to pain, for even injuring yourself. So it's a combination of variety of things. I can't just pick one thing and say, if you don't do this, you're not going to have pain. And we're humans. We live our life. We go places. We do things. Pain can happen. But how do you deal with that? That's where the most important thing comes in.
Absolutely. And I know that you wanted to touch on self-care. So let's talk about self-care as a preventative strategy. So to prevent pain from happening in the first place, and then maybe after that, self-care, if something should happen to you, what are some of the strategies that you should use to help yourself heal faster?
Yeah. So self-care, that's one of the things I love, is teaching self-help techniques to the client. But self-care, again, is your daily habits, the foods you eat, the lifestyle choices you make. what shoes do you pick? What shoes do you wear? Constantly on high heels, or you make a point of, doing specific exercises to keep your body more limber, more flexible? Do you do maybe 5 minutes of yoga, like things like that? Daily self-care, daily mindfulness, even practices, maybe even a few minutes of meditation, because that's going to really help you. That's going to actually increase your own body's frequency. But when it comes to, I love teaching self-help techniques. And I gotta tell you, one day I woke up to an email from a client. It said, my 14-year-old son woke me up in the middle of the night with neck pain. She goes, I remember the techniques you taught me. So I walked him through the techniques and it worked. She goes, I'm so excited and so proud of myself that I was able to help my son. To me, that is like, oh my God, I love this is why I do what I do, teaching you specific techniques.
That's wonderful. Can you give us a little tip right here now, since you're
Oh,
talking?
absolutely. Oh, I love it. So one of the things, like I said, I do a lot of jaw release, because a lot of times people, we live especially if you live in a big city, there is always stress. I would never tell a client, oh, don't be stressful. Don't stress yourself. But so a lot of times when we stress, we clench our jaw. So one of the techniques I love teaching people is how to release their jaw muscles of mastication. So I'm going to walk you through it. If you can palpate about 3 or 4 fingers, palpate your jaw here, and just feel if you feel any tightness, any crepitus, like rubbery. And then also feel if there's difference between right and left side.
Okay. And you go right back to the jaw.
Just right here. Yeah.
Okay.
You can even like go, yeah, around here. You're doing it perfect. Now, all you're going to do, the technique is so simple. Right behind your mandible, if you put your thumb there, you can feel soft spot.
Yeah.
Right? Just keep your thumb right there. Now, make sure your head is neutral, because I don't know why people they concentrate on this, so they end up doing this. So keep your head neutral. Now, all you have to do is push tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth and feel what happens under your thumb. It becomes rubbery, right? Thicker. It thickens. So you're going to hold that, and with your thumb, you're going to give just like a tiny, tiny pressure. And you hold that for about 30 seconds. And as you're holding, I'll tell you what it does. This technique relaxes your muscles of mastication, your chewing muscles, your masseter, your temporalis. It completely relaxes, and it works every time. Okay, you can let go. Now go back and test again. Do you feel any change?
It feels, there's a lot more blood flow coming to the area. I can feel that too. So no, it feels pretty good.
Good. Yeah. A lot of times people say, oh, my face feels lighter. So if you do that technique a few times a day, but also if you feel you're getting into like a stressful situation, like you feel like stress coming on, you do this technique, and then at the same time, turn your head, whatever your dominant side is. Let's say for me, I'm right-handed most of the time. I'll turn my head to the right, relax my shoulders, and take a couple of deep breaths as I'm doing the technique.
And do you keep your mouth closed or open, or doesn't it matter?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
You can keep it closed, because you can do this anywhere. So when you hold that, what that does is, whenever you're in a stressful situation, your neck locks up, because as humans, when we're in stress, our eye just kind of focuses on the stress. So everything here starts locking up. Also, we start breathing more shallow, chest breathing. So the neck gets tight, the jaw gets tight. When you do that technique, it breaks the pattern.
I
Your
love.
neck doesn't tighten up. And I have to tell you, I taught this to one of my clients, and she says, Ani, since you taught me that technique, every time I feel like stress coming up, as soon as I do that, my jaw that doesn't get tight anymore.
That's awesome. Thank you for that tip. I love it. I'm going to practice it too.
Yes.
Now, let's talk about seeking professional advice. You've given us a self-help technique, which is great. So if someone's experiencing pain, when should they seek professional advice?
So if you know self-help techniques, as soon as you feel the pain, use them a day or two, most likely the pain would subside. But don't wait too long. If the pain persists after a day or two, please find a qualified practitioner that can help you. Because one of the things I can't stand when the client calls me and says, oh, this pain has been going on for the last 3 months. I was waiting for it to go away. So now, instead of most likely, it would have taken me maybe one session or two to get rid of that pain. Because they waited so long, it may take me 3 to 4 sessions to get rid of that pain. So don't wait too long.
Okay, that's very good advice. And as we come to near the end of this conversation, something about positive mindset and empowerment for managing pain. What advice would you give to us?
I always say if when it comes to just kind of like a self-care and your mindset, your outlook to life, are you glass half full or half empty type of person? Like for me, if I don't have control over the situation, I just say whatever. It is what it is. I have no control over it. What am I gonna do? My mom hates it. She goes, everything for you is that I don't care. I don't care. I'm like, if I can control it, what am I gonna do? Why I stress over it? But so for some people like me, it's like, I have no control over it. But some people, they really just kind of zero in on a problem and keep dwelling on it, keep dwelling on it. So if you can, it's one of the things, I love with the positive mindset empowerment is simplest things is meditation. Just doing 5 minutes of meditation or earthing. Go out there, find anything natural, grass, dirt, ocean, sand, barefoot, stand on it. Let the Earth's electromagnetic field, because our Earth's electromagnetic field and our brain waves are at the same wavelength, 7.8 hertz, if I'm not mistaken. So the earthing will actually reset our body's circadian rhythm, our Earth day and night balance. And emotionally, it would help us to deal with other things. But also just talking to people, don't keep things in. Find the trusted friend that just to listen to you, not to give you advice. But sometimes people, feel like, oh, if they're sharing with me, then they want advice. No, sometimes they just want to share. Mm-hmm. Just an ear to listen. That's it. So be that person for someone.
And find that person for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Final comment. What's something you want to leave your listener with today?
Never learn to live with pain. And if your doctor says that's normal for your age, find another doctor, please.
Awesome. A perfect way to end. I hope you all consult with Ani because she has some amazing things to share with you, with me, and with the world. Thank you for being here, Ani.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being with us at the Mind Myself podcast today. We know that time is precious and you've spent some of your valuable time with us. We're grateful. If you would like to reach out to our guests directly, the information is below. And if you would like more from Mind Myself, that information is also below. Please visit our website and check out all the information about the different complementary, holistic, and integrative healthcare approaches, information about health issues, more podcasts, tons of blogs, and we even have a community page for you where you could reach out and tell your story safely, or you could ask questions and perhaps somebody else in the world is going through something similar to you. In any case, we're so glad you're with us, and we're doing this because you matter.